guys, it's Emily. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in today. This is going to be my TBR for the month of July, and so this month I have a lot of really exciting reads, ones that have been on my TBR for a while or ones that I've been wanting to buy, and I have bought them, and I'm just like in the reading zone. You know how some months, like June, June specifically, where you're just not into books, you just don't really have the urge to read? Well, right now is not that time because I just want to read everything, and it's only July 2nd when I'm filming this. I've already read one of the books from my TBR, and I'm hoping to finish like 10 books this month. It seems a little ambitious considering on the 26th I am going to Maine, and so the 26th through the 31st I'm not going to be reading because I just pretty much planned of me like driving to Maine and being with family. I really hope I can do all 10. I've already read one of them, and I'm just ready. What's really exciting about this trip is that I'm bringing all the books that I read to my family, so I can actually free up some space from the shelving, which is pretty exciting. Now, I just need to get going because I'm just like, you know? Does that make sense? So the first one that we have is The Breakdown by B.A. Paris. I got this for like $5 at Barnes & Noble. This one was a suspense book, if I remember correctly. Cass is having a hard time since the night she passed the car in the woods. It was on the winding rural road in the middle of a downpour, and a woman was sitting inside, the woman who would be found dead. She's been trying to put the crime out of her mind. What could she have done, really? It's a dangerous road to be on in the middle of a storm. And Cass probably would have been hurt herself if she'd stopped. Not only that, her husband would be furious if he knew she'd broken her promise not to take that shortcut home. But since then, she's been forgetting every little thing. Where she left the car, if she took her pills, even the alarm code. The only thing she can't forget is that woman, the woman she might have saved, and the terrible nagging guilt, and the silent calls she's receiving, or the feeling that someone's watching her. So I feel like this is a good summer read because it's like suspenseful and obviously breakdown. I'm guessing it's probably about the car that broke down, but it's probably like her having a mental breakdown. Next, we have a poetry book. This is Light Filters in Poems by Caroline Kaufman. And I don't know what it is about poetry books. I feel like they just make me feel a little bit more scholarly when I read them. And this one is one that I wanted to try. I got it at Target. So I got it like 20 or 30% off. But I read, what's it called? The Sun and Her Flowers. I read The Sun and Her Flowers, which for me wasn't my favorite thing. This is a different author, so I'm hoping maybe I like it a little bit more. The poems inside look a lot longer. So I feel like that was my issue with The Sun and Her Flowers, was that I don't like the poetry books to be like one line and call it a day and then go to the next page. Like, I want to have a little bit of substance to it, and this one actually does feel like real stanzas and full poems right there. So I'm interested in trying it and reading it, so we will see. Next we have a whole series that I want to read, and did already read the first book. I don't have the second one yet. It's arriving either today or tomorrow through Amazon because the first book was amazing, and Barnes & Noble did not have the second book. So I got the whole Illumini series by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. So I have this one, and then Gemina, which is coming, and then I also got Obsidio, which cool that they were like cheaper on Barnes & Noble. I think I got them for like $14 a piece, which is kind of cool. I know Carly could have gotten them used, but I am someone who likes to have instant gratification, and this was available when I was at Barnes & Noble, so that's why it happened that way. So this is just fantastic. I'm gonna read all of them and then do a full review on all of them. I just don't want to go into it because I could do a whole separate video on these, but I just really enjoy these books because they're just looking, it's like you're looking through a police file, because it's not like a traditional like wordy book, even though it's 600 pages, which I read in a day, by the way. It's just really cool because you first have like interview transcripts, and then you have like posters, and then you have like emails and classified. Can you see this? Like classified stuff, and this is like pictures of the ship, and then you have like this little like case file, and it's like when you flip a page, you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know if it's gonna be just like a random picture, or if you don't know if it's gonna be like an email or a diary page or some classified document. Like, It's really cool the way that it's written and just the way that it looks. Like, you're just like into it. Like, I was just excited to see what the next thing was going to be, if it was going to be a website page or like this one here. It's like a little comic strip. It was just a really cool book. So I did already read the first one, and again the second one should be here in a couple days, and then the third one, Obsidio, which I got as well. And they all have that cool, just like, looks like you're reading through a police file, which I'm sure that's why it's called like the Illumini files. But I'm excited to read all three. I really feel like it's another book that my nephew, I don't even know if he likes to read, but it's a book that I could see it being really helpful to those who don't like reading, because it doesn't feel like you're reading a book. It just feels like you're like, I don't know, it's just cool. I'm excited about them. Next we have The History of Bees, which I have started, and it's based in 3 separate time periods. You have 1852 England, then you have 2007, and then you have the future in 2098, and it kind of gives you the history of how the bees became extinct and how much we actually do rely on them, which I know sounds kind of boring, but it's actually a really interesting concept because, I mean, it is something that could happen. We already are having issues with our bees. I have read 25 pages of it so far. I do enjoy it. I have met each of the 3 characters and the 3 different time periods, and how much I can already tell like how much we do rely on having bees as a way to pollinate, and if they weren't there, how crazy the world would be. So I'm really interested in reading it. I know it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I have a friend who actually just got some bees, so for some reason it just reminds me of him. Next we have 2 books from the Unwind series, and they're the final 2 that I have. I don't know if there's a 5th one, because I read in somewhere that there's another one that I don't have. But anyways, I'm going to read the other 2 that I do have, because I want to give the whole series to my family when I go up there, because I freaking love it. And I feel like my sister would really enjoy this series. So I have Unsold and Undivided, which are the other 2 in the series, and I've already read Unwind and Unholy, so really excited to finish that series. So when I was at Barnes & Noble, I found Zenith by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings, and Sasha is a booktuber. You guys know this book, but I just think it's cool to read books from fellow YouTubers. I don't know, it's kind of exciting, and I heard amazing things about this, and I follow her on Instagram. She's always posting pictures of it, so I was like, I'm gonna do it. One was something weird. So I like when pages in a book are not just like regular white pages, so I kind of enjoy that the chapter pages, like, isn't that kind of cool? Anyways. Okay, and then finally the 10th book that I have in my TBR is Caraval by Stephanie Garber, which I also heard amazing things about. It says, remember, it's only a game. Oh my god. I'm like reading this teaser. So it's about Scarlett and her sister Tella, who go off to this like performance, but the performance is almost like real life game show, and they kind of take Tella away to be part of the game, and she's hidden, and the person who finds her wins. But they say it's only just a game, but Scarlett's like, no, this is not right. It's 5 nights and there's like a dangerous outcome. I don't know. I heard amazing things, so this sounds really interesting. Anyways, I need to stop blabbing because I feel like this video has been really long, but this is my TBR for July. I don't know if it's gonna stick to this because I feel like I'll get a book, or I'm like, no, I don't want to read that one. I want to read this one over here. So that sometimes happens. But make sure to follow me on Instagram if you aren't already, because I do upload there all the time. So if you want to know what I'm reading, what I think about the things that I've been reading, then go ahead and check me out. I'll leave it over here somewhere, probably. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you have a fantastic day. I would love to know what you are planning on reading for the month of July, so let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for coming by today, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, everyone.